All right, hey guys, this is just a really quick video and another quick reminder. So anybody that you're following on social media, don't care who they are, just remember that if they are not constantly getting strikes and constantly getting their videos removed, then they're not threatening to the system, okay? Now, this doesn't mean that what they're saying isn't true. It doesn't mean that what they're saying isn't valuable. It's not saying that what they're presenting isn't useful or any of those things. It's not threatening. It's not threatening to the system, okay? One of the things that I try to remind people is that the field of psychology and human nature and the way humans operate is the most studied aspect of the reality, okay, that we live in. When it comes to the amount of money and the amount of time and effort put in to anything, studying human behavior dominates, okay? So they understand human nature and human behavior so well. That is why they've been so good at manipulating the masses, okay, manipulating humanity to follow along with their program for so long. They know what motivates them. They know that the majority of people are X, Y, and Z. They know if you stick 10 people in a room and do this particular thing, they know exactly what the outcome will be. They know all of this, okay, and they've known it for years. So if you are a content creator or you are just somebody who's watching other people's videos and you're not constantly dealing with having your shit censored, you're not saying anything that's threatening. Yeah, it could be the truth. But I've said this a million times, the truth isn't threatening. Not at all. They don't care if you know the truth. Okay? They don't care. What they care about is if you embody that truth and you become the truth and you live that truth. That's what they don't want. Okay? So the minute you cross that line, they're removing your videos. They're telling you that you're violating all their policies. All right? This is how it works. So if you're not being censored and banned, you're not going far enough. It's just that simple. Which is why I am so deeply frustrated, because I have to dance around all this stuff and I can't really put out the content that I want to put out. And I don't even know if what I'm doing is really useful, to be honest. It might be useful on a practical level, but I don't know how overall useful it is, because the only stuff that I can post on YouTube is stuff that's not threatening to the system. And that's not what I'm about. Yeah. And again, all these people, oh, I just dance around the algorithm and I do this instead. And I'm like, it's not threatening. Because I can't speak certain words. If I even speak the word, I'm not even talking about it. It just like sneaks in the word somehow because it just happens to come up. But I don't like get into it. They're going to take my video down. But yet there's other people out there talking about it, like outright talking about it, putting it out there in videos, and they're not getting removed. Their videos aren't getting removed. So makes you think, doesn't it? Yeah, I have my glove on. Sorry. I have like something funky going on under my fingernail. So whenever I'm doing anything and I'm trying to keep it dry. So makes you wonder, right? We live in batshit crazy times. It's always been crazy. I don't mean to say that it hasn't been, but it's really escalating now, okay? So again, if you're not being censored, you're not going far enough. And no, let's not talk about all the false, fake crap, like banning Trump and censoring Trump and, you know, that's just part of the show. Okay, that's just part of the show. Because I find it funny. So they were banning and censoring people a little while back, and I was calling these people out, calling them controlled opposition, and all my stuff was getting deleted. Of course it was, right? It's all a show. It's all a show. So there are some good people out there. There's some people out there in social media that I think are putting out some decent content. There's not many of them. There's very few. Doesn't mean their content isn't good. But remember, it's not threatening. All right, it's not threatening. Because most people take things into their head and it never goes further, and they know this because of all of the psychological studies that they've done on humans. There's very few people that are deeply connected, deeply, deeply connected to their intuition. Very few. All right, and anyone who's not talking about intuition and reconnecting with your source of life has really nothing to offer, because remember, the gates are open and we are there. Everyone's making decisions and choices right now. Yeah. We live in interesting times. Signing out.